Welcome, welcome. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. Excited to have you guys here. Welcome, welcome. My name is Roland on behalf of Partner Driven. Looking forward to having you guys meet our co-founder, Julie, who is, my goodness, she's typically busy helping our partners doing the rehab. She's very involved in all the deals, able to pull her aside today to get a chance to meet our future partners. So that is the whole point of today is for you guys to introduce yourselves, kind of give us an idea of why you're excited to be working with us here at Partner Driven. And this is really going to be a conversation. So having said that, please turn on your camera if you haven't done so already. I appreciate you guys being here, Ruben, Paula, Mike, and then a Galaxy A16 5G. If you don't mind changing your name, that would be amazing. So we can call you by name accordingly. And then we got Vlad in the house as well. Welcome, welcome. Paula, thank you for turning on your camera. Appreciate that. Vlad, thank you as well. While we are waiting for a few more folks to hop on, let me know where you guys are calling in from, city, state. That'd be nice to kind of know where everyone's at today. Since I saw Paula come on first. Paula, where are you from? What's the city, state are you in? You guys can all unmute your line too. This will be really a casual conversation as we get a couple more folks hopping on. How about you, Vlad? Where are you from?
I'm from Los Angeles. Hi, everyone.
Okay, nice. Los Angeles. Nice, nice. Great market out there. And as I bring on Julie here, she'll kind of let you know we love California, one of our top markets. Always kind of back and forth between that and Florida as well. So very well. Now, again, I do have our founder here, Julie, and my goodness, talk about someone who's in the trenches still. We just got off right before we got on here. She was telling me how many deals that are being locked up as of late using AI and all these different technologies and how exciting it is now more than ever. And for someone who's been in the game for 10 plus years, you think about that for a second. Most people who's in any career after a decade, they're either sailing off into the sunset, right? Because they've done so many things and they want to try something new. But Julie's still at it, having done over 1,700 flips herself, respectively, truly knows this game in and out, but really also knows the rehab portion as well. So if there's any contractors here today, any questions you have, now would be the best time to ask her because she knows exactly how your world works. With that being said, Julie, thank you for being here. Like I said, you're typically working with our partners, getting constructions done left and right. But thank you for your time today. Definitely appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm really excited to be here. This is one of my favorite calls to join because I get to meet potential partners and answer any questions that you might have. By the way, I'm just in my house working away. Actually, I'm working on a piece of technology that I'm going to be sharing with our partners here soon to kind of make their jobs a little bit easier. And I was kind of sharing with Roland that I've actually myself utilizing this technology is have put seven properties under contract in the last 6 days, and that's pretty unheard of. And I started this about 2 weeks ago, so I'm already there. But I'm 100% here to answer any questions you might have about partner driven, about our processes, how things work. That's kind of why I hopped on. So I don't know who we got first. I mean, I'm an open book. So you got a question, just let me know.
Awesome. Thanks, Julie.
Who's
Yeah, so
first?
and no need to raise your hand. Just go ahead and just start asking away. Introduce yourself, kind of where you're from, and again, what questions you may have for Julie here. And if not, I'll just go back to old school, and whoever's not looking at me, I'll call on. Kind of like back in grade school. Vlad, why don't you go ahead if you don't mind? Kind of kick us off here.
Sure, happy to. I'll be quite honest. I got invited last minute. I got a 30-second cliff note of what you guys do,
Okay.
and I'm very interested to find out more. Once I found out more, I will have a laundry list of questions to ask. But just really excited to hear about the presentation. I have a lot of questions. I don't know how you guys go about
Hmm.
underwriting your deals. I don't know what type of deals you guys are looking for. Are you looking for residential fix and flips? Are you looking
Got you.
for more commercial deals. So
That's a great start, Vlad. So let me kind of give you a brief overview of what we do. So myself and Peter started Partner Driven many, many years ago. I've been doing this a little 15 years. Peter's done it for over 30. So we've always done real estate deals since day one. So is he, but he also was a mentor in this space, meaning he would teach people how to complete real estate deals. Well, we decided, well, listen, as much as we love teaching people how to do deals, that's good and fine, but it kind of leaves people at this spot to where they're left to go and do it out on their own. So we said, well, let's put our money where our mouth is. So what we've decided to do is, and it's worked wonderfully, is work with people in more of a partnership relationship. Okay. Absolutely. You get the training, you get the mentorship and all of that. But I'll be frank with you guys, anybody that's on this call, you can get any information you want for free all day long. Okay. About how to do anything these days. What we do is help you get that information, help you execute the actual deal itself, and we actually put our money up on the real estate. So we put up all the money to purchase the house. We put up all the renovation cost to fix the house. We do single family homes, duplex, triplex, quads, mobile homes, condos, townhouses. Yes, I do flip mobile homes as well, as long as you own the land underneath it. Our team comes in and executes the deal. Okay. So essentially, when you're working with a seller, you're going to go and request a contract. You're responsible for getting the property under contract and negotiate the price. Then together, we go through due diligence, purchase the house and do the renovations, sell the house, and then split the profits 50-50 down the middle after all the costs are associated. So that's kind of a synopsis of what we do with our partners. Been very, very blessed to work with some awesome, amazing people over the years. Um, we sold 6 houses last week and bought 3 with our partners. So we're full time doing what we do. He's
that's
like,
very
that's
exciting. That's very, very exciting. Sorry, there's a little delay in my camera. I got to change my cameras, but it's very exciting what you just said. Just right off the bat, Julie, you said we got to put the deal in contract and then we bring you guys on board, or do we start preliminarily engaging with you on a potential deal prior to putting into contract? The reason why I ask is because we're in the LA market, and even though the market's cooled off quite a bit, things move like at 100 miles per hour over here. Once we're in contract, we have like 3 days to wire EMDs. Is that like, how does the portion work from us locking up a deal to you guys coming in and underwriting it and deciding to do we partner or do we not?
that's a great question. And you kind of hit the nail on the head. Whether you're in Los Angeles or whether you're in Kentucky, real estate moves very, very quickly, right? So there can't be this absorbent amount of time that questions can't be answered. Okay. Once you onboard with us, you'll understand exactly how to execute a deal with us. Okay. So when you request a contract, it's under your discretion through knowing what price to put the house under contract for. And you're getting an executed contract immediately. So if you request a contract at 10:30 at night, you're going to get it at 10:35 at night. Okay. Once it's signed with the seller, you are then going to submit the signed contract directly to us, and you will hear from Peter himself, which is my business partner, within hours. Okay. Um, because you got to understand that, like, even though we're a decently sized company, we're not a hedge fund. There's not all of this red tape that has to go through. And this is a very selfish thing to say. We get 50% of the profit. If it's a good deal, there is no reason for us not to get on it quickly. So him and I are very, very involved in the deal side of things. So you're not going to be waiting for an answer when it comes to contracts. Not to mention, Monday through Friday. Well, really all weekend, but my staff is available Monday through Friday. We actually have a live training call every day of the week. Okay. Even open Q&A sessions. So if you want to come in and learn, you can do so. Like I just taught a session at noon today Eastern on AI, and how to utilize different AI softwares, in your business. We have training sessions that show you how to talk to sellers. We've got ones that go over, is this a deal or is it not a deal? Monday night, Peter does open forums. So I don't know if that answers your question or if I said too much, but you're never waiting any amount of times, especially when it comes to deals, because we don't want to lose a deal either.
Sure, sure. No, that's awesome that you guys are hands-on and very, very responsive because it's very critical, especially in the acquisition stage, to be very, very quick and decisive. And what happens if we lock up a deal in contract and it doesn't look good to you guys? That's the part I'm trying to understand. How do we gauge the worthiness of the deal in your guys' eyes prior to locking it up?
Okay, so here's probably the biggest thing. Are you direct to seller? Okay. You don't want to be locking up deals that are on the MLS. You don't want to be locking up deals through other wholesalers. They're an absolute waste of your time. Okay. There are more strategies than just buying, fixing, and selling. So if you've got a seller and they're willing to take below market value, I am going to tell you every time to get it under contract. Every time. Now, does that mean that every deal is going to work? Absolutely not. If you're going to be successful in this business, every deal should not go through. Okay. But there is an inspection period inside the contract. So let's just say, Vlad, you made just an egregious error and the house is worth 800,000 and you locked it up at 1.2 million. We'll simply send a cancellation of contract, but you're involved the whole way because in a fast moving market like you're in, even though it's softened a little bit, if you lock something up below market value, I can turn around and list that property before we ever close on it, do a double close, and make the middle money. Now,
Okay.
that is one strategy. We also don't just buy in cash. We also buy using creative financing strategies as well. But I'll tell you, our exit's always going to be a quick close. So we buy every way that there is imaginable. So, that's why we want you to lock it up because sometimes we lock it up under a cash contract and it's a little too tight. And we're like, Vlad, let's call the seller and see if we could do a sub two. Let's do this. Let's do this. So we're going to try to do whatever we can do to make that deal work. But just know on the back end, everybody, we do not do rentals. We do not do lease options on the back end. We flip and turn every property.
That answers the next question. Uh, I'm sure ADUs have been popping up in all the other states, but they've been huge in California. They're probably about 40%, if not more, of the real estate activity here in California. And they create wonderful opportunities to buy and hold. You guys just looking to exit on all the deals.
On all the deals. And I'll be frank with you, I'm not against rentals. I love rentals for the fact that you get a little bit of cash flow every month and then it builds equity over time. It just makes no sense for you and I to split $400 or $500 a month.
Well, here it could be a significant chunk of change.
We sell everything off. We just aren't in it for the rental game.
Got it. And then that's
Yeah.
that's a strategy as well. You can make good money if you um, purchase and develop the right deal. So you guys are not opposed to developing multiple units. It's not just residential fix and flips. Like for example, if I pick up a 6 unit and I add six more units on the lot, and it's all well thought out of, well designed. So a little bit about me, real quick, if I may. I worked for City of LA for more than a decade. I reviewed plans, so I see deals and I see potential that a lot of people don't. Um, if I see a really good deal, it's well priced, and I can add a ton of units on it and it's going to cash flow really well, I would prefer to hold on to it. But if the strategy is to exit, you're still going to make really good money on it because if it makes sense to you, it's going to make sense to somebody else. Is that something you guys would be interested in doing, or are you just looking for residential fix and flips?
Um, I have taken many residential properties and added value to them. I'm not opposed to that. Okay. Like adding an ADU in the back of the property, but we do not do commercial real estate.
Got it. Got it.
Now,
Got it. Got it.
six
Okay.
units, I'm not going to be upset with 6 units, but I'm not going to take 6 units and turn it into 18. That's just not what we do. You know what I mean? But I have no problems like improving properties, maybe adding an ADU on the back. But I don't want to mislead you either and think you're going to take a piece of property that's got 6 units and then we're going to add another 12 and then sell it off. It's a whole separate world. And now that doesn't mean like somebody like you with that experience, we wouldn't do something special, only because you and I both know it all comes down to that city or that county. And every city and county in America is a little bit different or easier or harder to work with.
Oh, this is one of the biggest bureaucracies in the country, LA. But if you know how to work it right, there's
Eh,
also a lot of opportunity.
You're right. So it's kind of like who you know and what you know. And so I can't go to the public and say I'm doing something like that because if you don't know those idiosyncrasies, you can't make something like that happen.
Sure, sure, sure. Right on. And when you say we take care of everything, if we lock up the deal, we're moving forward on it. EMD, like starting from the EMD on, you guys kind of take over the whole financing portion of it.
We do, but earnest money, when we put up earnest money, it's going to be refundable during the inspection period, and it's always going to be held at our attorney's office. We'll show proof of the money, but I never hand over earnest money to anybody else. And again, it's going to be held at our attorney's office. But we've closed lots of deals in California, so it's, never had a problem there.
Okay.
It also, another thing to think about too is we're the one that's on the title for the property. So God forbid something ever went wrong, which does happen in real estate. You're not going to be in any amount of time and every deal just be a cakewalk, right? You're not on the hook for those mistakes either. So we take on the good and the bad.
Sure.
You're
How do you guys structure the deals then? How is the like equity shares handled?
Well, the equity shares is because you're a partner with us, we have an agreement that we split the profits with you. Okay. But because we're putting our own money up, we're the one of our entities is the one that takes title to the property.
Got it.
Yes. And you get full transparent accounting. I mean, and really when I work with people most of the time, they know what's going on throughout the whole process anyway, because I actually love it when my partners help with the renovation side of things. If I'm all the way in Georgia and you and I are doing a flip in LA, I would think you'd want to go out there and check on it for me and with me. You know what I mean? And kind of do it together. But there's certain partners that we do it all for. But I mean, I actually appreciate I appreciate that partnership. I always think things go better when you've got, multiple heads involved.
Hey,
Are you
that's where
guys
I'd like to ask a question on that. So I'm a North Carolina and South Carolina general contractor, and we're currently working on West Virginia, Ohio, and Pennsylvania, which we could have this year. And that was the interest I had when I found your information on it. I think it's Facebook where I found you.
Okay. Yeah. So Mike, quite a few of our partners are general contractors. Okay.
Okay.
And so they actually are the contractors that do the work on the properties. Okay. So like, for instance, my partner Preston in Alabama, we flip 7 to 9 properties at a time. and his construction company handles all of those renovations for us, and he gets 50% of the profits. And one thing I want to mention is I never ever come to a contractor and want to get a cheap price on a house. The numbers have to work for both the contractor and the deal side of thing for it to work out for you, Mike, as a business owner. Do you know what I mean? So I never want a
Correct.
partner that's like, oh, well, everybody's quoting 50,000 for this renovation. I can do it for 20. You and I both know that's a bad idea. You know what I mean?
Correct.
Because the other thing is I want things done correctly. People work really, really hard for their money, and I want to give them a good product, when they go to buy these. But absolutely, it works amazingly when our partners are contractors. That's frankly why we market especially to contractors.
Okay. And then the specialty that we have, in addition to being just a general contractor, is we do water, fire, and smoke damage, which and major structural repairs. I mean, do you try and go after homes like that as well?
I wouldn't say that I go after homes like that, but we do homes like that. I would say I go after motivation of of a seller needing to sell their house.
Yeah, so that's what we see, especially in South Carolina. Reasons like, again, if you're not in the industry, you may not know the difference in the law of insurance and that. But South Carolina's got a very interesting, very favorable insurance law. So, like, I'm working on a fire damage down there now, and generally speaking, you can get to a total. The homeowner can get a total on this, and a lot of times they don't want to sit around and wait. They'd rather get their money and move on to something else. So they don't have to rebuild like in some states where you have recoverable depreciation and things. They get 100% of their cash for the insurance claim, and then they are still able to sell off the property. And I've worked with public adjusters down there, and this is where we kind of come up with this idea that those may be very good opportunities in South Carolina that are, again, different than other states.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely, because then the seller can, get 100% of the funds for during the insurance as well as make money whenever they sell to you.
Correct.
The biggest thing I would and I have no problem doing those. Usually the reason why I tell people about like a fire damaged property is people don't realize the amount of work that has to be done to put one back to the right condition. Somebody like you understands that. So I wouldn't tell my community as a whole go look for fire damage because they think, oh, well, we could just take the sheetrock off and replace it. And you and I both know the smoke is what destroys the house, not the fire,
Correct.
you
Right.
know?
Yep.
So, but yeah, so I have no problem going after those. It depends what the numbers are, right?
Okay.
What kind of returns do you guys normally see on the projects that you execute and exit on?
So on a buy, fix, and sell, you're looking somewhere between 65 and 72% of the ARV minus repairs. Okay, is what your buy price is. So in the end, you're looking for about a 20 to 22% return there.
Okay.
And really, I wouldn't be doing flips unless they were small repair jobs being done and any higher than that.
And what are the typical project sizes that you guys see? Acquisition, the repair budgets, and so
I
I
would
can
say
get a ballpark.
average repair budget's probably around 40.
I see.
Because too, like doing large repair jobs aren't just the cost of the repairs, it's the time as well. Because time is money on money. Okay. So, I've got some contractors that can do an $80,000 job in 2.5 months, where it might take 6 months for somebody else. So that really depends on that too, because the longer we sit on the house, the more money it costs. There's holding costs, there's the whole 9 yards there.
Sure.
Ozzy,
Hi, Julie.
hey.
I have a question. Does this only have to be with direct owners, or can it be, let's say, on tax deed auctions? Can we do properties in that way and, you know, fix and resell? Or does it have to be directly with the owner?
It has to be directly with the owner. However, here's the problem with auctions. You're buying an auction sight unseen, right? We
Yeah.
especially are. There's no amount of time for due diligence. So if I can't do specific due diligence on a property, then I can't buy it because I need to be able to get contractor bids. I need to be able to get a licensed home inspector in there. I've got to cross-reference those two. We've got to check to make sure what the ARVs are. So as long as I can do that, we're okay to buy them. I tell people don't go after MLS properties and let's say from wholesalers simply because it's a waste of time. It just
Okay.
is. But I mean, direct to seller all day long is where all the money is made.
Okay. Yeah, I'll focus on those. And, I see some, usually what I've done in the past, I'm a real estate investor. I've been doing this for 30 years. I get them before they go into auctions when they have tax liens on the properties. And that's how I got them to, sell the property. So,
Oh, I love
if
them pre-foreclosure. Those are my favorite.
okay, that's my specialty.
Well,
Willing to
then
work with
we'd
you
be
on that.
great friends, Ozzy. Where are you
Okay.
located?
I'm in Miami, Florida.
Oh, nice. Okay. I did the
Uh,
last deal I did
and
down there was in Pembroke Pines.
there's going to be a lot of inventory coming now. I've been in this market, as I said, 30 years, 31 already since 1995. And, with these tough times now with foreclosure, the taxes going up, insurance, and, rentals, there's for rent signs all over that these properties are not getting rented because they're so high and there's not many people that can afford them. And there's going to be a mass inventory coming soon. I can see it, and I want to get them, before they go out into the auctions, and have someone, with backup with the money, and we go ahead and invest in these properties.
Yeah. And you know what that I love that you're there too is because you've lived there for so long. Like comps are so different street by street in Miami. Like you could have a $300,000 swing from one block, and when you've been in
Yeah.
a market that long, you really see that.
Yes, correct. It's just one block over. Like right now in this area that I'm in Miami, I'm in Little Havana, and I'm on the north side of Southwest A Street, which prices are tend to be a little bit lower than if you go on the south side of Southwest A Street, which
Mm-hmm.
falls into the Shenandoah area, and there, the prices are a lot higher. Then if you go a little bit to the east, you fall into the Rhodes area, which that is like high end
Yeah.
prices. So you got three prices in just within like mile range. But I usually go by subdivisions when I'm doing my comps. I try to stick to the subdivision,
Yeah.
and
That's
that
awesome. Who are you
gives
talking
me
to on our team, Ozzy?
spoke with Julie. No, not Julie. Kathy, I think was her name.
Yeah,
Tiffany,
probably
I think, right?
Tiffany.
Tiffany. Tiffany.
Yes, yes. We'll have her follow up. We'd love to get started. Mike, are you working with somebody already as well?
No, I don't believe so. I think this is the first. Actually, no, that's not true. May have been a woman out of Durham, North Carolina. Does that make sense?
Ye- I'm not sure who's in Durham. I know Sandy's kind of all over the place,
Oh,
but I'll
Tiffany,
tell you,
Tiffany, probably.
Tiffany, but I'll tell you,
Yep.
Mike, you're exactly another exact type of person that we're looking for. Because anytime I've got a great partner on the contract, the funny thing about fix and flips, it's how you buy the deal, and then it's do you got a great contractor? So
Yes.
I've got the money to put up, Mike, for these properties. I'd
Ya
be
comieron y están haciendo
with
sus
you.
cosas.
Mike, just so I'm clear, what's your last name? Make sure that I got you covered here.
Denny,
Denny.
Denny,
Okay, I got
DNY.
you. Sounds good, Mike. Drive safe. Drive safe. Anyhow, you're speaking with Tiffany, so I'll be sure to route her back to you. So, Julie, everyone that spoke so far seems like they have some experience in real estate, which is great.
Yeah.
But that's not always the case, right? They don't always have to know how to do this. Are there anyone here who's brand new, never done a deal, kind of just getting started? Paula, Ruben, love to kind of hear from you guys as well. Again, don't be intimidated. Yes, we attract a lot of people in the game already because they're looking to scale, do more deals, 100%. But we've also helped a lot of people just transitioning from a different career, getting started or restarting, if you will. So please, by all means, still say hello. Let us know where you're coming from, and we'll go from there. Paula, Ruben, we got Kyocera. Hey, they still make those cell phones? I think no offense. Dante, just say hello. That would be a good time. But definitely love, Julie, the
Well,
folks that we've attracted so far as those already in the game, just looking
yeah.
to level up.
And it's also it's a lot of people wonder like what does it take to become successful as a real estate investor as somebody that's brand new? And I'll tell you my answer is a little bit differently. It's do you have an empathetic spirit, right? You're dealing with a lot of individuals in this world that may be in a tough situation with their home, and they need somebody that can help create a win-win for them. So if you like talking to people, you like being a problem solver, then this business could be really lucrative for you. That's why I love it personally.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Again, Ruben, anyone else would like to say hello? Wow, I have Julie on the line here. Hey, Ruben. How you doing, buddy?
Hi, how are you? Can I speak for a minute?
Yes,
Absolutely.
sir.
Hey, nice to meet you all. Yeah, so basically, so focus on light repairs, right? Nothing medium. Just because of all that explanation, like the timing, holding period and all that. Like,
No, 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 no. I wouldn't say you have to focus on light. I'm just like basically what I was trying to get at is that the more repairs, the lower the purchase price needs to be because you have to take into consideration the length of time that it might take to do a larger renovation. Does that make
yes,
sense?
yes,
Okay.
and another thing, and I was excited about because I'm a wholesaler. I network with other wholesale. Obviously, I can cherry when you're a wholesaler, you can cherry pick a deal, and the one with the most
Right?
equity bring it on, right? But sometimes I can do a good JV with somebody else, and if the number fit, will that be presentable? If because sometimes I get deals from other wholesalers, and that's
Okay,
the
so we
part that
don't
yeah,
normally work with other wholesalers. However, here's my stipulations because if I went and taught people how to work with wholesalers, then everybody would run ragged. Okay. Here's the
hmm
biggest thing. I'm never going to put non-refundable earnest money down with a wholesaler. I'm just never going to do that. Okay.
right,
And my next biggest thing is I don't really care that a wholesaler makes an assignment fee. I could care less, but I need to be able to have the inspection period so that I don't make a mistake on the renovation.
got it,
So as long as those things match, then we're open to it. But we don't
right,
teach people to go work with wholesalers because it tends to just be a waste of time, because everybody, like when you start marketing deals as a wholesaler to email list, it's not a deal because if it was a great deal, you would call your top buyers and they would just pick it up.
right.
You
Yeah, they
know,
fly too fast. They fly too fast, but at the same time, don't mean to interrupt. But sometimes, like I network with people I trust, and we have long time relationship, and they're ethical people. And those are the type of JVs I'm talking about, not just fly here, fly there type of deal on the air.
yeah. Yeah, so I mean that for those reasons is kind of why we say that. But you 100%, you don't have to stop doing what you're doing. Just bring the flip, like do the flips with us. Also, let's say you pick up a deal somewhere else that's not where you are. My purchase contract allows me the right to pre-market the property onto the MLS utilizing a licensed real estate agent and do a double close. So where you're used to maybe doing assignments, I have the money to put up for the double closes too.
Right.
So you can do deals anywhere in the United States and keep the deals that you were used to doing all to yourself at home.
Excellent. Thank you. I'm
Hmm.
gonna mute myself now.
It's good to have you. Where are you located?
I'm in Sacramento, California.
Oh, well, I love
Yes.
Sacramento.
Yes, and I'm with Roland, the man, the legend.
I wasn't gonna say it. I was like, well, you're just down the road from Roland.
Yeah, yeah. Ruben and I have been talking for a while, so Ruben, glad that you joined us today.
Yeah.
Let's be sure to
Thank
connect
you.
after.
Yes, sir.
All right, all right. Dante Lungs, welcome to the call. Um, last couple folks here.
How's it going, Roland?
Good,
Hey,
good.
Hi, Julie. How are you?
good.
I'm glad to be on the call. My background and my experience in the industry is different. I started out on the loan and the mortgage side,
Okay.
so with the buyers, the homeowners, and helping them get their home is exciting. But you only get, that one or 2 points, and so I always wanted to be on the investor side. And plus, for some strange reason, I like getting my hands dirty. So I got into, doing some renovations and doing contractor work, just to get out of the office and get out of that suit and tie.
No, I mean there's nothing wrong with that. I mean that has something a little bit to do with being male. Men usually like to work with their hands and create and build things, right? Um, but you said something that was really crucial. Like I know a lot of people love, being a loan officer because it's so rewarding to be able to help somebody on their path to home ownership, right?
Yes.
Well, this business is the opposite, where it's very rewarding to be able to help people not lose their house either. You know what I mean? Or not lose their house back to the bank, or they don't know how to get out of a situation where you can help them.
Now
I
that
just had
I've seen ads and I've heard of those, uh, I've heard that language before. I've just never seen it.
Well, every seller's like that. So, like where Vlad was talking about commercial real estate is very black and white, very contract based. Okay. But when you're in the single family home space and residential space, you're dealing with individuals' biggest asset they own. It's very
Correct.
emotional. You know what I mean?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
And like for me, and some deals aren't this way, they're just black and white. But like I literally just had a seller text me right now and they'll take an offer that I had. Well, they're in Daytona Beach, Florida, and they're going to lose their house to an auction in August. And it's nice to be able to buy their house, put a little bit of money in their pocket so they're able to move on to the next stage of their life. And I'm helping them find a way to move, with a move-in truck. Those are, I don't know, it feels good.
Yes. I have a friend in that situation now, and he just wants to get out of his house that his deceased parents left to him. The house is falling apart, and he they had it listed at 220, and now he's just willing to take whatever he can just to walk away because the first investor backed out when they were at going through the title process.
Yeah. Well, have they went through probate yet?
No, he didn't need to go to probate. He's owned the home for 5 years,
Okay,
over the
so he's
past
already
5 years.
on the home. Well, I mean, this is the exact scenario you're looking for.
Yes, and that's what I was telling Miss Tiffany when I first talked to her. I said, "Hey, this you guys might be able to help out my friend." I just called him yesterday, and he said he accepted another contract or another offer, And he's like, hopefully this one goes through and they don't back out.
Yeah. You should have got it under contract, Dante.
Yeah, I didn't have any. Who
I'm like,
I look, I didn't
you're
have
making me
nobody
sick
to
at,
sell it to. I didn't
I'm
have
like,
nobody to
Dante,
sell
I'm
it
sick at
to.
my stomach right now.
I didn't have anybody to sell it to. I asked Tiffany, I said, how fast can I get on the phone with somebody? Literally. And so she's like, well, I can schedule you for this day. They're having a Q&A and this and that. I was like, okay. So I called him yesterday. I said, hey, look, I have potential buyer. He's like, all right, let me know. So
Well, those scenarios like you're talking about is probably about 70% of the scenarios where somebody needs to sell like that. You know what I mean?
yes. So
So,
he just wants to be out the house by the 31st of
yeah.
this, by the end of this month. So if this next buyer offer doesn't go through, I told him he has to let me help him out.
Just throwing this out there, Dante, and I know this is maybe weird to say, but if you were a partner, you could have had it under contract the first time you talked to them.
I know. I know.
So, we
I know.
we'd love to have you as a partner. I mean, every deal is exciting. You know, I mean, I love every deal we do here.
No, I definitely want to get on this side. I even talked to my wife into getting her real estate license, but she doesn't have time to do anything with it or like show any properties or do that real estate agent stuff because she's busy managing $1 million hair salon.
Yeah.
But I look forward to working with you all.
Oh yeah,
Seems like a good.
absolutely.
Sounds good, Dante. And and with the missus, that's a great flow of people, right? Because everyone gets their hair done. So once they start knowing that she can buy houses cash, essentially, that's a great source of leads. So um,
Yes.
yeah, absolutely. I'm glad you're here. I'll let Tiffany know that you were. Well, Tiffany's here, so she knows. She knows. Sounds good, Dante.
That's
Um,
effective.
Absolutely. That's about it, Julie. I think that's pretty much everyone, unless Paula wanted to say hello, and then of course we have a Kyocera as well. Now would be a good time to say hello before we pop off here. Julie's got got some exciting things she's working on the back end with our partners, as she
I
knows.
know Dante was talking and I had a seller texting me and I'm like, okay, Julie, you're stop looking at your phone. So I'm sorry. But yeah, definitely would love to see you guys become partners and let's kill it for the rest of this year. Interest rates are going down. That's always a good sign for a flipper. I promise you that.
Yeah, absolutely, Julie. Well,
I
appreciate
have
your
a
time, Julie. Oh, Paula, go ahead.
I have a question. What does it take to join?
So you want to, or who are you talking to right now?
I don't know. Anybody that will answer me.
No, no, Paula, I think you're assigned to Tiffany as well.
Oh,
Hmm.
okay.
Yes, we'll have her reach out to you because everybody's kind of in a different boat. So,
Okay.
still want to work out what's right for you.
Okay.
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 I'm
Great.
glad to have you on today.
Me too. I'm glad to hear about this.
Yes, ma'am.
But Julie, that's why we love having you on here because you get kind of a glimpse of our next wave of partners,
Oh,
and
yeah.
you're fortunate to work with our partners on a daily basis. But also, when you have some new folks taking advantage of the current market, exciting times across the board. So appreciate your time, Julie. Please close us
Oh,
out.
yeah. Absolutely. Well, regardless of, whether you work with us at Partner Driven or not, we obviously would love for you to be one of our partners. But either way, I wish you all the blessings in the world. Each and every one of you deserve it. Have a beautiful day.
All
Okay.
right,
Bye
folks. Thanks for
bye.
being here. Have a good one. Bye bye.